And welcome to another episode of DIOTALK. I'm Dio. Let's talk. My guest of the evening is a talented singer, songwriter. He's all the way from Jersey City. Give a warm welcome to recording artist Maxito. Welcome to the show, man. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I see you have an amazing view out there. Looks
right
beautiful.
now I'm in Garrison, North Dakota, I believe.
Yeah.
And I get the name of the let me get the name of the lake correctly because it's funny, especially if you're from South America. It's called Lake Sakakawea.
Sakakawa. It's a beautiful
Sakakawa.
lake out back there.
Yeah, it's beautiful though.
So right now you're touring, right? You're promoting your album through state to state.
Promoting my album, going around the country, and then doing a little camping as well.
Got it. You were at Detroit before, right?
I was in Detroit and Wisconsin.
Nice. How's that experience? Is your first time touring officially?
First time, yeah, with my own stuff. I've done little things here and there, but basically the country, first time, yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, like it's been very cool. Detroit was very cool. I liked Detroit. I liked New Orleans as well. I did a
Nice.
lot of stuff there.
That
Um,
must have been a great experience. So you got this amazing album out, called Vein, right? Vein?
Vels,
Bells. There you
like
go. I'm sorry.
layers of perceptions, basically.
Ve- yeah, it's a great album. I one of my favorite songs. It's I think number 7, Enough. I like the first one as well. But what caused my attention from this whole album is it's the rhythm. The each beat has an amazing organic rhythm that just takes it to a whole level, another level. Can you give us a little your journey, share a little bit of your journey creating this album?
Yeah, so well, basically all my music has always been like groove based. That's one of the main things. So my music has to be groovy, even if it's a chill song, it has to have a groove. I've always written like that, so I just try to do it better and better each time. I guess that's all.
Well, you're doing an amazing job. Was it difficult for you to create this album?
Um, well, doing an album, no matter what, I think is difficult. It's a lot of work. It's
Mm,
just difficult and in some ways, in other ways not,
got
it's what I want to do. So like it doesn't difficult doesn't count.
it. So
Uh,
it's passionate. It's you go with the flow type of deal.
well, to a point, you have to have somewhat of an idea what I mean. For me, at least,
Yeah,
I'm a Picasso
a
thinker.
perfectionist.
You have to have an idea of what you're gonna do, and then see what happens.
Now,
Yeah.
creating these rhythms, these beats, these melodies, like were you like did you have an idea when it was produced or just it's something because it's all instrumental. There's no software or nothing like that that created these rhythms, correct?
Correct. It's all real drums. Even if it sound like a drum machine, sometimes it's not a drum machine. It's actually electrical drums, like electric drums.
Yeah.
Um, well, I kind of match the rhythms are only so many, so I hear rhythm that I like, and I'm like that rhythm. It's good for this song.
Got
So
it.
like I match them up, and then I have to explain it to the drummer what they
Yeah,
need to play.
that's awesome. What's your from the whole album, what's your favorite song? What's the one that uh calls your attention the most and why do you connect with that song so much?
I really like Vels, the name of the title name, because it talks about the veils of the layers of reality
Got
and
it.
how unfolding them, and once you do, it's a
Yeah.
trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
um I'm here looking at your right here looking at your catalog. I
Oh,
was looking for the name because the first one is Answer, your first song, the first track, which I love, I enjoy. I think I've listened to it a couple of times as my day progressed. So that one and Enough has to be like my two favorite one.
very cool. Enough is one of my other favorite. I mean, I think they all have my favorites to a point, but they're my songs, so like I have to like them, right? I think.
Yeah, yeah. I don't I like the your vocals because it's like uh I know I mentioned just the other day. It's like this novella, right? Called Molhitano, like gypsy types. It's like your voice, which uh like I don't know if you've seen like Pinky Blinder, the gypsies and whatnot. Like it reminds me of that voice.
Right.
Very, very what's the word I'm looking for? Very organic, very what's the words? It's not common, but yet so powerful. I enjoy it.
Cool, cool. Yeah, I mean, my influences have been very various from so many different places. I guess maybe that's what made. I mean, I know that that's what made my music to be what it is.
Yeah, yeah.
Working on it as well. I did work very hard on making sure that my music was different than other people.
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
I'm kind of person that gets bored. So if I hear of something of the same thing too much, I get bored.
Hmm.
So
What's
that's why
your
too, when I
yeah?
perform, like all the songs are always sung a little bit different. They're never exactly the same.
How is it? How is it when you're? Can you give it like a brief description on your experience when you're performing these songs in front of people, your audience? How is that vibe like? Because it's like
Well,
when I first heard the album, like I I was cooking. I like to cook for my family, so I'm here. I have my headphones on, and I'm like flowing. Like I like the fact that each song like it connects with the other one and keeps
uh,
going and flowing. Like so, like how is that energy like when you perform it?
well, it's kind of like the same thing. Thinking which songs are gonna go next on a song list
Mm,
for a show or for an album. It's very important because for me they have to. I went a little bit old school that way, like I wanted to do an album, a full album, not an EP, not a single. I
yeah,
wanted to come out with an album right away to establish the sound and to establish uh, me, Maxito, like what is it,
yeah,
and and you got to think about all those things, like what songs are first, second, third, fourth, and why, and how does it fit through the whole thing. Um, you just try to make it an easy listening
yeah,
to people, an easy change. I mean, sometimes the change might be dramatic, but it's somewhat where it needs it to be dramatic because you might, if it's so much of the same, then you get bored too. So you need a little
yeah.
waking up.
Yeah, I get it. I get it 100%. And what I like about just reading your info, like it's a mixture of music. It's not like just pop or rock. It's just a mixture of all types of flows, and it's an album that symbolizes music.
Yeah, I
Isn't
mean that's the idea to do. Again, going back to the band years, like when bands used to make it
Yeah,
and bands used to write it and record things. Didn't really happen like that. Like the band is basically around the world. Drums were recorded in Italy,
hmm.
bass in Ukraine during the war.
Wow.
Um, Keys were in Italy as well. Guitar and voice, of course, I recorded. I recorded voice in New Orleans with some really cool guys that they used to record with, the guys from Pantera and all them.
Yeah,
Like they have a really, really cool metal
yeah, yeah,
background.
yeah,
And I came in with this, Then that Black in the Step as well, the same thing like you. He's listening to it in his kitchen.
yeah,
And
yeah,
he's the
yeah,
sound engineer that recorded,
Yeah. That's awesome. I didn't know that. So you basically travel the world, and use those moments of influence to create magic, because that's what it is.
Yeah, I guess it is much.
No, like I said, I enjoy it. I enjoy. I
Yeah,
think I enjoy listening to things that's different. Not when I look for music, I gotta like in this time we're in, right? I have to dig. I have to dig because it's everything is like the surface or what they put forward is everything the same. Hip hop, pop. The
right.
same commercial, bachata, like as in Spanish and English. Um, like I when I listen to music, I need it to help me feel my like feed my soul. So I can't just listen to any piece of art just to listen. I need, to empathize. I need to essentially feel it.
Well, I mean, I think there's a place and time for everything, right? So like
Hmm.
for like the real pop stuff, there's a place for it and a time for it. It's nothing wrong with it. Listen to meaningless music. It's cool as well. You don't have to be so focused on stuff all the time. But
Yeah.
the problem that I see though is that we're not getting enough of the other part.
Hmm.
We're supposed to have some kind of a balance of things.
Yeah. I agree. I think you hit the hammer on the nail when it's like it's meaningless. It's not bad. It's just it's it's I feel like music's supposed to talk to you, right? Help you digest whatever, emotions, whatever you're going through. And I think it's so much of the same. Like I have to go, like I like to listen to Johnny Cash. And music like that, I have to like really dive in. Like I Elvis Presley, your dog's name Elvis, right?
Yep.
Like one of my favorite song is I Can't Help But Falling in Love. Like it reminds me of back when I
I
first.
do that. I do the song.
Yeah, I love that song. It reminds me when I first had my son and I was rocking him for the first time to sleep, and that song was playing on my playlist. So
Yeah.
like, songs like
Wise men say
yeah,
only fools rush in
yeah,
pride. Yeah,
yeah, one
you
hundred
listen. I
percent,
love
yeah.
it.
Um, so I like to dig, I have to really dig to the past to find that thirst I have for connecting with a song and music.
Yeah, that's such a sad thing, and there is people out there doing meaningful
Mm-hmm.
music, right? And it's just very hard to, like you said, you got to really dig to find it, or
Mm-hmm. 100%.
it's a shame. It's like
At what age did you start writing?
started writing music, writing songs. I didn't really do it until I was around 17,
Mm.
18 years old. It took me a
That's
little while actually to really learn how to
to
write.
develop the
Yeah.
skill.
So there's a time, not anymore, but well, I think sometimes too now. Like music for a lot of people has a mystic thing. Like it's like ooh, mysterious thing that
Yeah.
only certain people get to do, and like you have to be born for it. And
Yeah.
so like, but some people make it seem as whereas like nobody else could do it, but like those people, I guess, or whatever. So like um I I grew up in the culture as well, so I was like, I would never be able to write something, good or whatever. So I never really pursued it,
Hmm.
younger than 17 or so. But then I was like, screw it, let me try it. Why not? You know, can't be
Yeah.
that bad.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. I know you mentioned in a previous conversation like you were a hardcore metal fan.
Well, I was a guitar player. I was a middle guitar player. I was in a couple of bands in Hextown representing.
How was that experience? Because from what you were to now, like, is it
Well,
maturing and getting older that somebody like I know for myself, like as I get older, like the music for me changed. Like I can't, I love I love rap. I love MCs, bars, and all that. But I know that I can't listen to it. I don't like I my hearing has gotten, slowly, I guess, getting older. I need something nice and subtle.
Well, I mean, there's a lot. So you go back to a lot of stuff that you listen, and there's a lot of good stuff, but there's a lot of bad stuff too.
Yeah. Yeah.
You were just in there at the time. It was, time that you and your friends listening to that stuff. It was cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Then you go back and you're like, did I really listen to that? And I actually liked it. But a lot of it is cool. But we
What
get to pick and choose
yeah.
the best thing out of each decade. So it's like,
What's your favorite band?
it's too many, too difficult a question. It's complicated. It's like relationships.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, it's too many to be like one thing. That's the reason why my music has such a fusion of things.
Mm,
I truly love a lot of music uh, from ragas, from Indian
mm.
ragas to flamenco to metal, singer songwriter, folk, uh, country, very all maybe all country or different
Yeah,
people. There's certain country that I don't really like at all. But then there's a certain type of other music that I don't like at all either as well. So
hmm.
it just really, really, really depends on the song and the performer.
Got it. So like if you were listening, if right now you had to listen to a song or a metal song, what was the first song you would look on your phone and I'm listening to this?
So Black Sabbath, with Ronnie James Dio.
Nice.
Um, I would say Rage Against the Machine.
That's a nice one.
There's some Judas Priest. What else? Nine Inch Nails.
Hmm.
So
All right.
all different kind of from modern metal to old metal.
Got it.
Clutch.
Got it.
There's Tool, one of my favorite bands.
How different is at one point you were a metal guitar player to now being solo and singing and also playing your instruments.
I would say it was easier.
Yeah,
So I was able to have a little bit more fun, I think.
yeah. It's like
Uh,
Nevada. They lost Kurt Cobain, and then out of nowhere, the guy who was the drummer from and created the Foo Fighters, right? He
right.
started being the lead singer of the band now, and he has now this history of hits and whatnot, like major difference. Would never expect that.
Right. Well, I expected it because I always wrote
Yeah,
music since I started playing, really. Like I started writing as well at the same time. So I I saw it. I saw it coming, and I saw it, and I did it.
yeah, yeah.
Um, so it wasn't strange for me. It wasn't a different feel. A lot more liberating in a way. It was one of the reasons why I pursued it more too, because I have freedom of expression within myself. I don't have to depend on anybody to do it. I could
Yeah,
just
yeah.
just the guitar me.
Got it, got it. What's your? I can imagine, right? It's a dumb question, but like, your favorite instrument is the guitar.
My favorite instrument, well, for me to play is the guitar.
Yeah,
But favorite instrument overall, I don't know. I actually do like the piano a lot.
yeah.
Oddly enough. Yeah. I like the bandolion, which is what they play for tango. I don't know. There's all the instruments that I like. I like wind instruments. I love flute.
That's
So
awesome. That's awesome.
I just never had a chance to learn how to play them.
Well, there's still time. One day, you know. Did it take long to produce this album? I
So it took
mean,
overall about 2 years, really.
God, 2 years.
But that's um, a lot of different reasons. It would have taken less time. It
Mhm.
would have taken me a year. really, if at the time I was fully concentrated on it. But
So
yeah,
so so it took the time what it needed to create it. That's
right,
basically what it, right?
yeah,
And you're an independent artist, right? Fully independent.
fully, totally, very independent. Yeah,
Do
yeah.
would you rather be signed or independent?
Well, sign if makes a lot of things a lot easier. I'm not opposed to it, you know.
Mhm.
I'm I'll be on the road, which I am anyway.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
But I will have other. I have some support that I don't have now, you know,
yeah,
which is
yeah.
cool.
It's cool.
As soon as I get to promote my music and all that and perform, I'm good. I'm
How is that process? Because a lot of individuals, you know, would like to do, you know, stay independent, you know, produce it themselves, but they wouldn't know where to start. Any advice you could give them?
well, producing is basically putting your music together the way you like it.
Hmm.
So do that, you know, make sure you get what you like, what you
Got it.
want to hear in your song from the drummer, from the bass player, from the musicians, you know,
Hmm.
don't stop until you get it or as close as possible. Sometimes you're not, and sometimes you're just not going to get it. You're going to have to accept something, you know,
Mm.
but try to achieve what you want to hear at the
Got it.
end. That's basically it. That's
Got
the
it.
simple solution for it.
Got it. Got it. What was who was the first person that you gave the opportunity to listen to this album when you knew it was done?
A few friends of mine that were, you know, close during the time that I wrote all the songs and had a band and everything in Jersey City.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, a couple of my friends. And that's pretty much it.
Got it. Got it. Any feedback by them with the first time they hear
Uh, well, they're my friends, so they loved it.
it? Got it. How did you know? What was that moment like when you realized, okay, I'm done. It's finished. How do you know that?
I really didn't. I just needed to have it done. I just wanted to have it done. I just in a way I didn't care anymore. I think you know it was enough.
Boom. I'm
Just
ready.
like a
Let's
song, it was
go.
enough. It has to be done.
Got
You
it. Got it.
know. I made sure that the main stuff was that. There will always. I know that there will always be things that you wish you did or you didn't do or you did more
Yeah.
of. And everybody that has an opinion will have an opinion as well,
Yeah.
which is fine, you know. But I have to put an end to it. If it's not, you never stop. You know,
Got it. Got it. Yeah.
you can
No, I agree.
literally produce a song for 10 years. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's not good at.
No, I get it. No, you're not wrong. You're right. That's very true. So like you had a very iconic way that you chose to put this album out, in which they'll go to www.maxitomusic.com, right? And they can purchase the album for free.
Well, they could
To
donate some money if you
donate.
help.
Well, yeah,
It would definitely help me probably record, which I already started recording the next album. Or actually, might do singles or EPs for the next.
yeah,
Um, so I'll have something every few months, every 3 months or something like that out.
got it.
You know, other singles.
Was what was it a choice that you had to take to make it available for everybody, or you just like screw it, I'm doing this, and we're going to a road?
I kind of yeah, I just kind of just went for it. I was like, screw it.
It was
It's
time.
just yeah, nothing. Let's try. You know, try to do something different. Even in the way that somebody promotes an album, so like go back to the old school kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
I
which I
keep,
think is I think it's really bad for a lot of these towns
yeah,
that they have nothing. They have no. if they have a great musician, a great
Yeah.
artist in their town, that artist cannot uh, go out of there and make a living of some sort because there's no way to do it. Like and you used to be able to do that. You
Hmm.
used to be able to go grab your guitar and just go town to town and make somewhat of a living.
Hmm.
That's kind of dead. Like it's really, really dead. Like
Yeah, I think,
you gotta really do it yourself, and you gotta.
yeah, I think we will, I think it's because, in my opinion, right, we're in that streaming stage, in that streaming era, and where like people just can upload, whether they're signed or independent, just upload and just it's distribute everywhere and anywhere, and
Yeah,
I think,
it's cool as well. I
yeah.
love that part about it, but when I go and play in all these towns and I see the reaction of people, I could tell that they never had someone that's they've never really heard of like a professional musician
Hmm.
saying play
Hmm.
in front of them in a small content of like maybe 50
Hmm.
people or
Yeah.
something.
See, and this so
So
and this it's so there's so much value in that. There's so much value in that, and you're able to create, intimate presentations and relationships. Like
right.
people get to know you and who you are, but also you're having an adventure that hopefully inspires you to do a next album. And I feel that right there, it's not, in today's modern time, it's not. They're focusing more on a digital age, where then they should be focused on building relationship and handshakes.
Well, I mean, that was what I was trying to get to. It is like with the experience that I've had so far, people are kind of dying for
Hmm.
uh, that kind of artistry where they get moved in a
Hmm.
small room, not not every show has to be, Madison Square Garden
Hmm.
size. You know what I mean? Which is what happening now. That's you see the big shows or almost no shows, or like very little shows in a bar, and that's it. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
the small theaters are kind of like dying out. Like they're not getting. You got to bring in 5,000 people. If it's not, you're no good. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
You used to be able to bring if you brought 50 people, 100 people, it should be good enough. It should be making a living. Not talking about super famous or anything, but
yeah, yeah,
you should be able to, make some money from that.
yeah. I
There
agree.
should be places that, they have that all around the country that they give you that space.
Hmm. And there are. I think it's, and if you ask my opinion, like, I think what the music industry right now is, I don't think it makes sense, because right now they're only signing individuals who has done the work and created its own audience. And they're doing it, they're signing them to these contracts, which is like, you can go and apply for a loan. Same
Well, it's
thing.
basically a record deal is. It's long.
Hmm.
A lot of people don't know.
Yeah.
I
But
mean, the beauty thing about, being with a record company is that they have a whole machinery thing going on.
yeah.
Boom, and they put everything out there, to the people that are listening to this or whatever. So they do what they do it very well.
Mm.
Well, what is it is my problem is that they're not doing it with me or people like me.
No, see, my problem is my problem is with them is that they're only doing it with people that they're signed. So
Right.
they're in these high places, and where, because everything's become so monetized, and when things become monetized, when controlling, they can control the narrative. They can control who goes up and who goes down.
Right. To a point. Yeah.
So it's not
Absolutely.
really an organic feel anymore. and
Well,
in the
I'm not a right. I'm not an anti record company guy because I think about it. I'm like all the people that I consider my heroes in
Mhm.
music were part of a record company,
Yeah,
and it's the only reason why I even know about them. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
So like it's like everything else. Everybody has something to say about something somebody else is doing. And like I said, it's because they're not doing it with me.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. My only complaint, it's I want fairness because there's individuals like just yourself that are multi-talented that all they need is the spotlight. But those spotlights are covered because now you have these big corporations, money that are able to control this now. So nothing's organic anymore.
No, yeah, everything is like branding and planned.
Yeah,
Like the holder of real rock and roll is
yeah,
not
yeah,
not a thing
yeah,
anymore. It's like
yeah, yeah.
yeah, rock and roll for the movie for the TV, but not in life, right?
100%. Yeah, yeah. So what's where are you going next?
Probably South Dakota,
Got it.
Montana. Actually, I want to experiment Montana. I want to go Montana, so very likely Montana.
Do you have a like an end date and where like are you going all around then come back to Jersey City or you'll see.
I have no idea. I did not. I did not plan that far.
You're just going with the flow.
Yeah. I'm going with the flow and feeling out which like how the cities are, and if there's any kind of musical thing going.
Mhm.
And it seems to be like the usual cities, big
Yeah,
cities are the ones that do something. I was surprised though with Wisconsin. Wisconsin is a small city, and they have a lot of music going on, which was really cool to see.
that's awesome. That's awesome. Um, do you have like a road manager or you're doing this totally independent?
Uh, Doing it myself.
You're calling like, hey, listen, what you guys got going on? I want to be there.
Email, texting, yeah.
That's what's up. Hey
But
man, kudos
I
to
gotta give it
you.
up to you. Like a lot of the local musicians, they're great, man. Like this is what I tell people is like one of the best things about being a musician is that you can go to a city where they're musicians, you get instant friends, and they'll tell you what's going on in town with the music, and if you see the bad or complain, or tell you should do this, you should go there, or you should play here. They're
Got
they're
it.
it's they're very cool. Most musicians are very very uh, what do you call helpful that way.
How's been the feedback because you're when they hear your music?
The feedback has been great, actually. I would say 90% of the time, or people overall, they seem to take it very well. When I perform just me and the guitar, it's a little different than what you hear with the full band.
Hmm.
It has a different light to it, even though they're the same songs, but it has a different, sounds
Yeah,
more troubadour kind of thing, I guess, in a way.
got it, got it.
Um, but it's very well received by a lot of people. And the cool thing about what I like about my music is that it's ageless almost. Like people that
Right.
younger to very older people like it. Like it doesn't have an age limit thing, or I should have a warning.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome, man. Damn, you know, it it's like you're it's tough, but yet again, it's like you're doing what you love, and when you're investing in yourself, and that's the beautiful part of it, because a lot of people lack, you know, believing in themselves, and you're doing that. You're taking a chance on
Yeah,
yourself.
I believe in myself. I'm confident in my abilities to do sort of the things that I do. If it's not, I would not show them.
Very
you
true,
know,
very
when,
true.
when something sucks, I don't show it. Basically, yeah. Plenty of things that I do suck, but
Yeah,
I just don't show it. I show the best part of me.
yeah. 100%. Do you have any advice that for anybody that wants to do what you're doing right now?
I would say invest time on learning how to be by yourself. If you're not a loner person, you're gonna have some hard times unless you have people with you. Um, but it's not easy, but it's really cool. It's very it has a very good freedom thing to it. You know, like
Yeah.
it's almost like letting go.
Have you
Wow,
have you
one more soul.
have you thought about like starting like a YouTube blog or something and sharing your experience, documenting it? That could be
Uh,
another fourth a source of
you know,
income for yourself.
I did. I was thinking about it, but I'm not really that great at that stuff like that. You see, like I said, if it's something suck, I don't do it. So I'm not a great. If I had somebody else doing it, I'll probably be good at. I give you material. But
Mm.
other than that,
I, I I think you would be great at it. I mean, you're already you already have this form of art and where you sing your heart out to everybody that can see. Just picking up the phone and say, "Hey, man, I'm in North Dakota today. It's beautiful outside. Yeah, keep you posted. I'll be in this place. Go check me out." I mean, I don't know, but people should really uh see what you're doing and what you're going through because it's admirable. People need to, like if you ask me, I have a high belief in where today people have this mentality and where it's called instant gratification. Where it's very famous on YouTube. Oh, you want to make $100,000 today? Just go to my YouTube, or something like that. And they're not seeing that everything you work for is because you have to earn it. And
well,
right,
it takes time and it takes a lot of work and it takes money.
yeah,
Everything costs money. You think you're gonna, I think the biggest mistake a lot of people make is, like you say, is the instant gratification thing. I do this and now I'm gonna be famous and big
yeah,
and that's the same thing with a lot of musicians. It's like they write a song, they record it. It's like, okay, I'm gonna be famous now. Look at
hmm
this song, it's great, and it is great.
hmm
But if you don't have enough money to promote it,
hmm
it's not gonna do anything.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
you need money to do anything that you might want to do.
yeah,
So that's one of the things that a lot of people don't tell you. People tell you follow your dreams and all this,
yeah,
but to follow your dreams, you got to plan.
yeah,
And one of those plans, you got to include money in it.
yeah. But also you gotta live it. You gotta live it. You can't call yourself let's say you can't call yourself a bodybuilder, but yet you don't go to the gym every day.
But,
You can't call
but yeah,
yourself
like
yeah.
when people call themselves singer songwriters, I'm like, so write a song.
And don't
Sing.
sing. All right. And this is why I encourage everyone that comes on the show, like, yo, if you have a chance and you're doing it, try to document it. As fucked up, as crazy it looks like, document it because that the part we have lost as in a country is that if you want something, you have to work for it. It's not easy. You keep planting and planting that seed until one day you're able to enjoy the fruits of your labor. I,
So
I think that's what you're doing right now. You're
yeah,
doing an
so
amazing job.
in my album, there's a song called "Welcome," and
Yes.
this kind of talks about uh, kind of like what you say in a way, like especially when you're new in a big city. It's basically that's what the song talks about. A person arrives to the city, and to the big city, and he wants to
Hmm.
become famous, or wants to do something, become something or
Yeah.
somebody.
Yeah.
But when you from coming from nothing, from nowhere, you got to be better. You got to be faster. You got to be, you got to be on point. You got to do everything better
Yes.
than everybody else to
Yes.
become anything.
Yes.
So like when you're the new person in, in the city, you really gotta like work.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
You got to make
and
it count.
yeah, and being smart about how you work, not just work your ass off for nothing.
Yeah.
But you gotta really know, um, like I said, like you gotta be better, you gotta be faster, you gotta do everything right. Like you can't allow yourself. You can, of course, you can allow yourself to fail many times, right? But you can't think about that. You gotta just keep on going.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. 100%.
If you've never
Totally.
made a mistake in your life, it means you never did anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And if you keep making a mistake, that's because you haven't learned the lesson.
I'm sure,
You know?
yeah.
But it's, I say try to document, I encourage document because I know like straight up from my head, I know like 5 people that are trying to do something. And
A lot of people are trying to do something there.
yeah,
That's pretty good.
yeah. And they need to look up to somebody like yourself that is risking it and doing it.
Well, I think, state of mind, right? You
Hmm.
can't think that things are hard. I always believe that if another human being did it, I should be able to do it too.
Mm. There you go.
So impossible, impossible is already written. And you got to try to find the possibility.
Correct. 100%. Um, Last question before we go. For all those who are listening and watching, what can they expect uh when they listen to this album?
A groovy, cool vibe, really. I was, yeah, like, nobody could tell me what do I sound like it, which I guess is a really cool thing. But it's a really cool vibe, really easy listening kind of music, with some meaning in it, some twists, and some fun. Um, I think people will enjoy it. I think a lot of people, as they've told me.
Boom, there you go. There you go. Okay, this is last question. You couldn't tell me who was your favorite band or whatnot. Okay. So tell me who's your favorite metal guitar player?
Favorite metal guitar player. All right, I'm
Because
gonna say,
it had to be somebody because it inspired you to play it. So you got to give me an answer.
okay, so you're gonna get to play my brother then.
I'm gonna play your brother.
Yeah, my brother. My brother name is Vic Lacar, and
Okay.
he's an amazing guitar player, and you can find his music online, so you
Boom.
could play some of his work.
Boom, I will check it out. Before we go, please tell the people where they can find you, find your album, follow you on social media, give it all.
So very simple, maxito.com, maxcito.com. You'll find my Instagram is the best way to be in touch with me and see what's going on. And that's there's a link for it on my website. But if it's not, it's Maxito Music at Maxito Music. That's basically it. And if you see a white van driving around, beep, it's me. The white school bus, small school bus. And he says Maxito in it, and I put decals on.
Boom.
So if you see me, say hello.
Boom. There you have it, guys. Make sure to go get his album. Go support him. Go donate. Very important. Go follow him on social media. Make sure you follow me at Dreamers Pyrotain. I'm on Threads. Go and like and subscribe our YouTube channel, DIOTALK TV, and I'm out, guys. Have a good night.